Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we'll be seeing what are conditional statements in Java. Now let's first try to understand what are conditional statements. Now there are situations when you want to perform some task or basically you want to execute some piece of code based on some situation, or I can say based on some condition. So in this scenario, conditional statements becomes handy. Okay. So now in this particular video, we'll be seeing that how we can use if else, basically the conditional statements in Java, and how we can make decisions on the runtime using if and else statements. And we'll be also seeing that how many types of if else we have in Java. Now let's take an example of conditional statements. Okay, so for example, you are building a vote app, okay, and you have your users data, right? Now first thing in the voting app is that you want to decide basically whether to give the rights to vote to a particular user or not. So to decide this, you have a basic condition that if the age of the user is equals to or greater than 18, basically if the age of user is greater than or equals to 18, you should allow him to vote. Else, like if the age is less than 18, you should stop him from voting because he's a minor and he should not have rights to vote. So similarly, these kind of situations, or I can say these kind of tasks, are made possible by the if else conditions or the conditional statements. So let's dive into the code and let's see how we can use conditional statements in Java. So now as you can see on my screen, let's code the example that we just taken, the voting app. So what I can do, basically I can have an integer age, okay, and I can say, like, for example, the age of the user is 20, right? Now I want to decide basically whether he can vote or not. So what I can do in Java, basically we have a something known as if. Okay, so what this if keyword do is it basically gives us the ability to make decisions. Okay, so what I can say, if age, okay, if age is greater than, basically I'm using the greater than operator, 17. Okay, because if the age is greater than 17, then I can do something. Basically I have put into curly parentheses, right? So any code that goes between this block, basically this block, will be executed only and only if this particular statement is true. Okay, so if the age is basically greater than 17, I want to do something. So let's say I want to say s out, I can say yes, you can vote. So let's try to run this program. Okay, so I'll be clicking on this play button to run the program. And now if I zoom in the console, you can see that you are getting yes, you can vote. But what if my age was, let's say, 12 years old? Okay, I was 12 years old. And let's run the program now. So as you can see, nothing got printed on the terminal because our age is less than 17. And what happened? Our condition got false. Basically, we got a false condition and this if block didn't run, right? So that's how you can use if conditions to basically make some decision. Okay, now what if, like, this is a condition, like if age is greater than 17. Similarly, we have one more thing, that is else statements. Okay, so when does this else statement execute? Basically, if the if statement has executed, the else will automatically be ignored by the compiler. But if the condition, the first condition, that is the if condition, gets false, then by default the else block will be executed. Let's say if age is greater than 17, then s out, that yes, you can vote. Else, like if you are under 18, under 17 basically, so I can say s out, no, you can't vote, right? So let's try to run this program again. So my age is 12 and I should not have the right to vote. So if I run this program, so as you can see what I'm getting no, you can't vote. So basically what happened is, basically this particular condition got false and I was thrown into the else condition and this particular statement ran. Now as we have used this greater than operator, right? So these kind of operators are known as logical operators. Okay, and these operators always returns a boolean, basically a true and a false. Now as we have already discussed booleans in the previous videos, I want to show you something. Basically this particular if block only runs if this condition is true, right? Number one. Number two, you should always give a boolean statement in this block. Okay, like you cannot say like one here, like you are getting an error, because this if block only and only accepts a boolean. So what I can say true. Basically a true is a boolean value. Now whenever I run this code, you will always see that this is getting this is getting printed on the terminal, because this condition will always be true. So if I run this, like I am getting yes, you can vote. Similarly, if I say false, right? So if I run this program now, I'll be always getting else statement, that is no, you can't vote. So if and else, basically these conditional statements always and always works with booleans. Now I want to show you something more in this if and else. Okay, so what you can do is basically you can have a boolean. Okay, and let's say like I can make a boolean x and set it to false. Okay, so what I can do, I can even use this x here because x is a valid boolean. So like you can see x is false, so every time I'll be thrown into this else block and I'll be getting no, you can't vote in the terminal. So as you can see, no, you can't vote. So, like we were talking about the logical operators, right? So you have already seen one logical operator, that is like age greater than 17. So basically this is the exact same code that we wrote in the first place. So my age is like less than 17. So if I run this, so I'll be getting no, you can't vote. And just in case my age was 22, now see what I'll be getting. I'll be getting that yes, you can vote. So basically this is also a valid expression. And these logical operators always and always returns a boolean value. Now let's see more of these operators in Java. So I can remove the statement, okay? And let's try to code some more expressions or more logical operators in Java. So as we have seen greater than logical operators, we similarly have a less than operator as well. So I can say that if the age is less than 17, okay? So I should say that no, you cannot vote, right? So I can replace it with here. And just in case your age is greater than 17, then yes, you can vote. So we can use a greater than operator, we can use a less than operator. Similarly, we have one thing that is equals to operator, basically the equals for checking the equality of two sides, right? Now see one thing very carefully here. What is this operator? Like what is this operator called? So this operator is known as assignment operator. And what does this operator do? Basically it takes in this value, right? And assigns it to this variable. Now what will happen if I say that, let's say I say age equals to 17. So I can say like if age is 17, like I want to say that your age is 17. Else I can say that your age is not 17. So basically, like if you are new to programming, so you will read like if age is 17, then do this task, else do this task. But as you can already see that we are getting an error here. So what it says that required type boolean, but you have provided me an int. So basically what this assignment operator does, like this is not a logical operator, right? This is an assignment operator that assigns this value to this. So how we can check the equality between two operands? So in Java and basically in every language, we use double equals to, okay? So this double equals to checks the equality. So basically what happens here, that if the age is exactly equal to 17, do this. Else, like age can be anything, any number, then do this. So in this example, like we are having age 22, which is not equal to 17. So this condition will always be false. So if I hover it, you can see that condition age equals to 17 is always false, which is correct. So what I can do, I can, like if I run this program, so like I'm getting that your age is not 17, which is correct. Similarly, what I can do, if I say age to be 17, okay. So if I hover it, like you can see now I'm getting the condition age equals to 17 is always true, which is correct. So if I run this program, you can see that I'm always and always getting age 17. So this was another logical operator, that is to check the equality between two operands. Basically the single equals to refers to as the assignment operator and double equals to is referred to as the logical equality operator. So we have covered like three logical operators. We have greater than, we have less than, we have double equals to. Let's see another one. Okay, now let's say my age is 18. So technically what happens is basically the users, basically the people who are 18 or more than 18 are allowed to vote. So what if I say that if age is greater than 18, okay, then you can say that yes, you can vote. So I'll just simply say yes, you can vote. And if your age is basically not greater than 18, then I'll say no. Now what do you think will be the output of this code? So if I run this code, I'll be getting no. Okay. So why am I getting no? Basically what we are saying is that if age is greater than 18, then only say yes. But my age is 18, right? And is 18 greater than 18? No. 18 is equals to 18, which is true, but 18 is not greater than 18. So what we can do, like if I want to check 18, basically, like 18 greater than 18, or like what I can do. So basically we have one more operator, that is like greater than equals to. Okay, now what I can do, basically what this operator do is it checks for either greater than or equals to. So is now 18 is included in this particular statement. Now when I run this program, so you can see that I'm getting yes. Okay, so basically this equals to make sure like I'm checking for the 18 as well, and as well as the greater than 18 values. Similarly we have a less than equals to, right? Less than equals to, so it checks for either less or equals to 18. So like we have greater than equals to, less than equals to. Now what if I want to check not equals to? Basically I want to have a condition that user can enter any age, but I don't want him to enter like 18. Basically us like opposite to the double equals to. So if you want to make a condition that is like not equals to, so what you can do, basically you can use a exclamation mark and then equals to. The exclamation mark and equals to refers to as not equals to. Now what will happen if I say age to be 17, okay, and I run this code. So see what happens, I say yes, I get yes. Basically is 7, like what I'm saying, only run this only run this code if age is not equals to 18. My age is 17, which is true. It is not equals to 18. But what happens if my age is 18? So it will check like age should not be equals to 18, but it will say, oh, no, 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 your age is 18. So, it will mark this condition as false and will be thrown into the else block. So now if I run this code, as you can see, I'm getting no. So basically that's how you can use not equals to operator. So we have greater than, we have less than, we have greater than equals to, we have less than equals to. Then we have seen the double equals to, then we have seen not equals to. So these were the some operators that are commonly used in programming to make some conditions. Okay. Okay, now what if you have multiple stages of condition, like multiple conditions? For example, like we have generations, right? We have a childhood generation, then we have a teenage generation, then we have the adult generation, and then finally we have a old generation, right? Now I want you to make a program that enables like user can enter his age, and I can show him like whether he's a minor, whether he is a teenager, or he's an adult, or maybe he's a old. Now in this kind of situation you can notice like there are multiple situations, like there are multiple conditions. So one if cannot handle like these multiple conditions. So in this case what we do is basically we use a ladder if else. Okay, so in ladder if else what we can have is we can have multiple conditions. Let me show you how. So I can remove this code. Okay, so we have this 18. Okay, so what we can do, first of all, let's check for the first condition. Now what is my first condition? Okay, my first condition is for the child, basically under 18. So I can say that if the age is basically less than 18, okay, then you are a minor, basically you are a child. Okay, so what I can say, that if the age is less than 18, I can say you are a child, which is okay. Now I want to have another range. Basically I just cannot say greater than 18, because that will be wrong, because old age is also greater than 18, adults are also greater than 18, and teenagers are also greater than 18. So how can I like have a range basically in this? So we use something known as and gate. So like we'll be talking about gates. We have like and gate, we have or gate, and simultaneously we'll be talking about the ladder if else in this code itself. So what I can say, now I want to have another condition, right? So I can say else if. Okay, now when this condition will be checked is, first of all, our program will be checking this particular statement. If this condition gets true, this will be printed out and will be thrown out of this if else ladder. But just in case this condition is false, right? So we'll be like the compiler will be checking the another else if. Okay, and let's say we have some condition here, and let's suppose this condition also fails. So what will happen, we can have one more if else if here. Okay, and then this condition will be checked, and like we can have unlimited else if, and at finally we can have a else. Basically if all the conditions fails, then this else block will be executed. Okay, so back to our question. So we have like covered one condition, that is of child. Now let's cover the another condition, that is of a teenager, right? So a teenager is basically someone who is like equals to or like greater than 13, right? and less than or equals to 19. So what I can say if age, okay, first condition is if your age is basically greater than or equals to 13, right? Now I want to have one more condition, like I can say and okay, basically this is an and gate. I'll be explaining you what is an and gate. Like now just bear with me. So and I'll say age less than equals to 19, right? And I'll say s out basically you are a teenager. Now what does this mean, this statement? I'm saying, like whenever you use this AND gate, okay, now what this AND gate does is basically it makes sure that every condition that you pass, basically we have one condition, this one here, and the another condition this. So both the conditions must be true in order to execute this statement. Okay, like I say, and in the like we talk about the normal human language. So what do you mean by and? If I say you that go in the market, okay, go to market, bring apples and bananas. So what does this mean? Basically it means both, like you have to bring apples as well as bananas. So and basically makes sure that both the conditions are satisfied, right? And let's take one more example, like if I say that if you belong to India, okay, and you belongs to Bangalore, then you are eligible for this post. Okay, I know this is a very bad example, but okay, try to understand. So what was example? Basically if I say if you are from India and you are from Bangalore, you are eligible for this job. Now what does this mean? Okay, now some person says like I am from like I am from India, but I belong to let's say Gujarat. So is he eligible for this job? No. Because okay, he is from India, one condition is satisfied, but the second condition, okay, which is Gujarat, is not satisfied. So what will say? No, you are not eligible. So basically this and makes sure that the left condition and the right condition both are true. In case any one of them statement is false, okay, this will mark the whole condition to be false. What if both the conditions are false? Then also it's a false. Like if a person says I'm from let's say Canada and I live in Toronto, right? So neither he is from India and neither he is from Gujarat, like neither he is from the Bangalore. So in that case also the condition is false. So and make sure both these statements are true. So what I can say, if your age is greater than equals to 13 and your age is less than equals to 19, you are a teenager. Similarly, what I can do in this L block, I can say if your age is basically greater than equals to 20 and basically and your age is less than equals to 50, then you are an adult, correct? So I can say as out adult. Now, what happens if all the conditions are false? Like neither this condition matched, and I can say neither this condition matched, and no condition is matching basically. So, what will happen? I can say that you are an old age, right? You are old. So, this is how you can use multiple else ifs for multiple situations, right? So, let's try to run this program. So, currently my age is 18, and I'm getting that I'm a teenager. What happens if my age is let's say 30? So let's try to run this code and I'm an adult. And what if my age is let's say 70? So what should I get? I'm getting old. And what if my age is 6? So what I'll be getting? I'm getting a child. So basically we have tested all our situations and all our situations are working great. Now you might have understood what is and, right? Because I have given a very great example. And okay, no need to thank you. And we have seen what is else if. Now let's see one more logical gate. Basically these are known as logical gates, that is or. Okay, now how do you spell or, like how do you use or? So let's do one thing, let's comment out this code. Okay, and what I can do, basically how we can say or. So let's say I say that if your age is 18, okay, or your age is 27, then you are eligible. Okay, let's take a real life example. If I say that if you are from Gujarat or you are from Bangalore, you are eligible. So what does this mean? This basically means if either one of the situation is true, either one, both can be true, but if either one of the situation is true, then the statement is considered to be true. In and case, basically what was the difference is in and case, both of the situations must be true, right? But in or, If any one situation gets true, basically the whole expression is true. But what if both the conditions are false, right? If like I have said, like if you are from Bangalore or you are Gujarat, you are eligible for the job. But you say like you are from Kerala, so you are not eligible, right? It was an OR gate, but like you didn't satisfy both the conditions. So in this case, it's a false. So OR makes sure either one should be true. So I can say if age is equals to 18, okay. Now how do you say OR? So basically these two bars, okay. So this symbol can be found on the above of the enter key, on the above of the enter key, right? So you can press shift and then this key, the above the right hand side enter, and this is basically OR, okay. Or I can say your age is like equals to 20. So if you are like of age 18 or 20, anyone, so basically I can say eligible, okay, eligible. And let's say I run this program, so nothing is coming because I don't have any else condition. Okay, let's try to make our age 18, and now if I run, I'm getting eligible. What if my age was 20? Okay, now if I run this code, I'm again getting eligible. So any one condition should be true. Yes, if both the conditions are true, then also it is considered to be true. But in OR condition, what is happening is basically at least one situation should be true. And in AND, basically all the conditions that you satisfy should be true. Now this is not compulsory that with AND gate or OR gate you can only give two situations. You can even give more situations, like I can say or age equals to like let's say 25, or age equals to 79. So I can have like many conditions, okay. So if any one condition, okay, like there are one, two, three, four. So basically there are four conditions. If any one condition gets true, this if block will be evaluated. Like let's say my age is 25, okay. So what the compiler will do, first of all, like check for this condition, this is false, then check for this condition, this is false, then check for this condition, this is true, and just jump right into the if without checking the last condition, okay. So if I run, you can see that I'm getting eligible. But what if it was and okay, and this was also and this was also and now what will happen, okay. Technically this is never possible. You cannot have a age which is 18, which is 20, which is 25, which is 79 at the same time. So this condition is always false, right? So what will happen is basically in and the compiler will come, the compiler will check for this situation, this is false, and it will see an and gate. It will just jump out of this if else right from here. It will not check another conditions whether they are true, whether they are false. Compiler is not going to check the condition, it will just jump right from here. But if there were OR gates, so compiler will go and check until it finds the true condition. Okay, just in case you are using the OR gates, okay, here, and the first condition is true, all the other conditions will not be checked by the compiler, and compiler will execute your if statement right there, okay. For example, I can say or, so just see carefully, this is or, right, and but this is and this is and like all other statements are and. What if my age is 18? So what do you say, like this will work or not? So if I run this program, you can see that my code works. Okay, why? Compiler came here, basically it it saw that this condition is true and you are having an OR gate. So compiler didn't bother to check the other conditions and jumped right into this statement and printed the eligible. Okay, what happens, okay, what happens if I say my age is 25, okay, in this particular situation 25. So what will happen, let's try to run this code, okay. And as you can see, I got nothing. So what happened, age 18, compiler will say now false. Oh, here's an OR gate, let's go to another condition. So it will say okay, age 20, no, false. Okay, and gate. So like if this condition is false, even if that is true, this will be false. So compiler will not go to that condition and jump right from here. So I hope that if else if these logical gates and or and basically these greater than, less than, equals to are clear to you, because I have given so much great examples, and I hope that if else is clear to you. And let's meet you in the next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.